Welcome to Akihabara. There's the Yodobashi camera mega electronics store over there, one of the largest in Asia, if not the world. And this is Akihabara Station, the Keihin to Hoku line right there, Yamanote on the left. And we're going to be exploring in this direction. This is Chuo-dori, the main avenue. I've been coming here over the last several months. Sorry, I haven't been here for several months. This is the first time in a while, and I'm gonna go see what has actually changed and how crowded Akihabara is, because now that tourism has returned, it's a different element now than it was during the pandemic. You can see the trains coming in real heavy here. I like just sometimes standing on the JR platforms and watching the trains go by. You can make this an afternoon adventure for people who love trains. Again, there's the Keihin to Hoku line. This one sort of goes around the east side of Tokyo. This light blue one, and then there's the Yamanote line, which is coming in right now. The Yamanote line goes around the city of Tokyo, but on this side of the city, they both compete sometimes. And let's make our way into Akihabara Station and then onto the streets. And let's see. Right now, I can tell from this location, Akihabara looks a lot more crowded than it was a few years ago, of course, and I think more so than just a few months ago. This is going to be interesting. Let's move.
Thank you for riding with JR East. The next departure from track number 1 will be the 12:51 p.m. Rapid.
Hey, Michael, Brandy, check it out. Hawaii is promoting here in Japan. So just a shout out to everybody on Maui. We're thinking about you guys here in Japan, and it's nice to see that our image of Hawaii here is untainted. Look at that. It truly is paradise. I was happy to be there just a couple of months ago. Let's wait until this crowd gets by. SoftBank still has that white dog. I think they fired the American guy though, unfortunately. Obligatory JR sign. All right, let's get on the move. Now, you don't want to go up, you want to go down. In particular, probably the Denki Town exit is the best one. I have myself my IC card here. This is the Fukuoka version, the Hayakaken. It's a tongue twister. All right, we're going down now, so we're not going to have that elevated view, but it's interesting to see on this side of the station. The other side is where more tourists would go over there, but you can get the Chuo-dori from this direction. So let's go to the Denki Town. For a lot of you, this is probably nostalgic. Oh, it's one of these flat-out escalators that go in like a weird direction. It flattens out and then goes back down. You can see the anime and manga on the walls. That's pretty telling that, yeah, we are here in Akihabara. All right, here we go. So you can see the exit. It says here, Electric Town. That's probably the way to go. Sometimes these vending machines have something interesting in them, and sometimes they don't. So you have to give it a quick look-see. There's the Aomori apple juice, 100%. Again, more anime manga. They've really... Oh, check this out here. Is that Maid Dreamin'? They really have... the maid cafes, I think, have gone past their prime. But you do see... Yeah, this is Akiba Zettai, meaning definitely Akihabara. And you have maids here. Probably out on the street. Let's see what they say. Michael Sessano is in the house, and aloha, brother. On we go. All right, let's go to the electric town. Apologies if the signal goes Minecraft. I will respond to your feedback because this is a live stream, and that's what we do. It's not always perfect, but it's definitely exciting because, you know, you're here with me right now. Look at the temperatures. Oh, wow. So Tokyo, atsui ne. So Tokyo was like, they had the weather. It said 38 degrees I saw on the map. That's very close to 100 Fahrenheit, isn't it? I basically have I have a t-shirt with a bunch of holes in it. And if you're lucky, my chest hair will pop out and really cringe the entire viewing audience, as well as the visitors of Akihabara, which we are here now. Thankfully, this is not 4K, it's 1080 HD, so you don't get it. Look at that, it's really vibrant here. And you know, when you look at the landscape, you definitely can tell the boxes, right? It looks like you've got boxes, electronic boxes inside, some good stuff in there, lots of lights. The marketing, of course, always somewhat over the top for Tokyo. Osaka is definitely more vibrant than Tokyo. There's no question about that. You know, I thought that this building was gonna be kaput, but it is still here. The hamster tubes used to be another company. Softmap has bought them out, and once the tourists came back, they brought back the hamster tubes. So it's a cool experience to ride up it because you do feel like you are in a hamster tube. I actually have a live stream before they closed it down when I heard the news, but they brought it back, and this is the story of Akihabara. In 2020, I noticed that a lot of businesses were starting to close. 2021 and 2022, it got really bad. 2023, here we are, it's summer, and it looks like we're doing okay. You can see that there are crowds, but it's not overcrowded. Maybe it's because it is so darn hot and it's just ridiculous to, you know, wait around outside in the sun. Luckily, it's not too bad. Look at this poster. Looks like she's had her eyes done. It's kind of creepy to me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That used to be like some kind of cheesecake place, right? That Pablo or something, and now it's in a ticket booth for discounted tickets. You know, for those that are maybe my age and you're not really interested in a maid cafe, you can go to the Ginza Lion. And I like what they've done here. Do you see it? All right, they've kind of decided to go with, everything has to do with girls in outfits. And what they've done is they've taken that German look, and instead of, you know, young girls, they now have what looks like, you know, people more my age, perhaps. I don't know. This is what I would want, you know. I want some raw beef and ham and beer. And you get that here. It's funny though that they have the workers who serve the beer are the maids, so in the town of maid cafes. All right, let's get out to Chuodori. You're gonna notice this right away. It's quite loud. You hear the ambulances going by, the sirens. We are in the center of Tokyo. This is right on the Yamanote line, so you're gonna get that. Actually, the ambulance is coming this direction. You don't get a lot of traffic coming down through here. All right, here it is, folks. The end of the street. I'm gonna pan the camera to the right, and you'll absorb in all its glory Chuodori and the Sobu line above it that will take you to Shinjuku. Ready? Here we go. How crowded is it? Not crowded enough. We got a long way to go. I thought that they were going to close down the street this weekend, I guess not. Sometimes they'll close down Chuo Avenue, but I think after Obon holiday, which we just finished a couple of days ago, there's not much of a need to do that. That's a cool... Is that like a 1980s Mazda? Those are some badass cars. All right, let's get underneath here. The temperature is super hot. Again, we're in Akihabara. If you don't know where that is, it's right here on the map. That's where I am in the blue spot. And I'm walking around the station today. The station's quite big. It's got this T-shape to it because there's lines going in different directions. There's the Yamanote and Keihin Tohoku line, which we arrived on, and then there's the Sobu line, which cuts across in the other direction. And then down there below is the Sobu line. Oh, this is the bad one. Whoops. I had two rendering. One of them, sometimes the Wi-Fi will accidentally connect, which is why I have to turn off Wi-Fi when I do live streams. But when you have the Wi-Fi on, sometimes it's not as powerful as the 4G. Just true story here, especially for upload speeds. Now this has been the most controversial thing here. This Sega, of course, is gone. They've closed down all of their game centers. It's been replaced by Gigo, and if you've been watching the live streams here, it's not new. That's dangerous. You're not supposed to stand in the middle of the street. That's really dumb. I guess they're trapped. Are they taking pictures? This is how people get hit. Please don't do this. All right, this is not a place for a safe area. Wow. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be using your smartphone either. That's really bad. All right, I just saw the Chuo line going by. You see that? The orange one is the Chuo line, I believe, and then the red light, and then they cross the street like that. That's really, folks, you just saw what not to do. Seriously, Japan's not a place you want to go to the emergency room. Trust me. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, Enron Hubble, none of that. Mind on the mission. Although I know where you're coming from. So we'll look back here at the shops. Now, that store we just passed over there is still out of business, and I don't see any signs in there saying that something is coming. Is there? Oh, that's a reflection of a maid. I see on the 4th floor there, that's a reflection of a maid from across the street, I think. All right, after you've crossed the street, what I like to usually do is to go straight in. I take the first right, because this is what we would call Maid Cafe alley. And it's where a lot of maid cafes, they have the girls out there trying to recruit you to come into their shops. They're also the shyest ones to be filmed. So, you know, we'll just walk through there. Don't want to put anybody on the spot. A Nissan S12. Thank you for that, Mubarak. Thank you. As a local, which hotel booking website do you recommend for scoring the best deals? As a local, I don't use hotels in Tokyo, so I would not know. I go home. But in Japan, Japanese use something called jalan.net, Jalan.net. That's one that maybe you don't know. The other thing you could do is possibly just booking direct and seeing how much they cost that way, because some of the places jack up the prices because they know that like Booking.com is going to take some ridiculous percentage. All right, it's nice to see that that's still there. That's the vending machine of despair. You put 1,000 yen and you could win something that's magical inside of here. Often you win something that's about 300 to 400 yen in value, so it's not, junk. It sort of is, but there's a chance you might not, and it gives people hope. I know the CEO. He's a really nice guy. He gave me access to film inside of the machine a few years ago, so I have to say, as a business, he's a smart guy. All right, we already see some maids down Maid Cafe Alley on the right side. They're staying cool. Those maid outfits are not made for summer. They're so hot. It's really hard to get people to go to maid cafes. Again, like for Japanese, the boom is sort of over. At least I get that feeling. That you're hiding behind a pole. You get that feeling a little bit that it's not the same as it was 15 years ago. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go into a maid cafe. I think sometimes that can be. I think doing it once, it's kind of a unique experience because, again, they don't have this stuff really outside of Japan so much. And this is where it was born, I think, because of the anime and manga culture. Oh, I don't remember this shop. Hey, Jamie's here. I don't know if you had seen, but the old Sega Akihabara building number 2 has reopened. I did see that. It's not the same. It opened back up as a Gigo too. Yeah, there's another one. Maybe we'll walk by there at the end of it, but here's the Super Potato. I don't see as many maids. This is what I'm talking about. Possibly because it's lunchtime and you're not going to get so many of them. You got things on with three-headed cats. It's just such a cool view when you add the train rolling by, doesn't it? It's just such a cool view. All right, let's take a look here and see how Super Potato is doing. And they're doing fine. As thought, you always wonder if one of these places that are so, I guess they're important to everybody, Japanese and for foreign visitors, to get retro games. Game center to, you can buy stuff, take them home. Great souvenirs. The US and Japan pretty much have the same voltage, so you can use the machines in both countries. You need adapters for Europe, but yeah, the entrance is there. It looks like it's doing well. They never give me access to film inside, but that's not going to stop me from trying because I think, there's some right there. That stopped me from trying because I think there's some history behind the Super Potato. Boy, they stand outside like they're selling something, right? Oh, we can cross the street here. There you can see, this is an amazing view from this direction, looking back at Akihabara as well. So I was really impressed before, but when you look back down the Akihabara, the maid alley, you can see there's just not a lot of maids anymore outside. It's basically, maybe a lot of them have shut down. I'm not really sure. But if you look down the street, there'd be 100 or 200 of them. So I'm not really sure how the maid cafes are actually doing. So if you do take a look hard. It used to be like this ninja maid cafe where they had these very provocative costumes. It's like you can't look away. It's just, they're very beautiful costumes. Kamen Rider Rogue is here. A lot of places seem to change. I guess I'll find out in this November. For the maid cafes, a lot of them closed down over the years. They did. which is still open. At Home is one of the originals, and that's good to see. This isn't the original location. The original, I believe, is inside of the Don Quixote building, which we'll go by. That's still there, of course. But At Home, definitely one of the originals, and I think you get a pretty good experience inside of there. I covered that for NHK about in 2008 with Kevin Cooney, but not at this location. We were at the other one. Yeah. Sean Lee says to stay hydrated. Let's do that. Let's get a drink at a vending machine. Kamen Rider, I'm looking forward to hearing from you what you thought of the changes when you do come in November, which is just around the corner. It's going to be November before you know it. I mean, like, you just don't. I mean, that's not like an average site. This is only an Akihabara, really. Right? I don't know. It's just. I hope Akihabara never changes. And we're gonna circle around. Let's go to some vending machines I see. Now, 10 years ago, I made a vending machine episode on another channel, and one of the places that my friend Patrick, who used to be the king of Akihabara, he sort of still is. The spirit roams the streets here. He showed me a vending machine that had ramen in it. Now, it no longer exists. I saw ramen at the Sagamihara vending machine, retro vending machine corner. We've got 108 vending machines on display, food vending machines. I found it there, but it's hard to find ramen in a can. So, here, they still have it. This is I think the same vending machine as before, but they just do oden in a can. And it's not bad, but it's not the same. Just be careful. This is cold and this is hot. So make sure you always look at atakai and sumetai, which means cold. So just make sure, because it's hard to see on that one. And the other machines have some drinks here. I've tried this many times, the melon soda with cream. It's not for me, but it could be for you. I mean, just different strokes for different folks. This one looked really good, the Italiano. And it's cold. It does look interesting. A lot of sugar, I bet. Huh. I think I'm just gonna go for green tea. They have a design for caffeine. Is that? I mean, it says here, look at, I always like to read the small fine print and marketing, but it says it's designed for caffeine. Does it mean like the can, or? Like, I can't, I'm not sure is that a selling point? So, it's a little bizarre. Sylvia, you can join the Postcard Club by going to Patreon. Patreon.com/onlyinjapan. All right, let's try this green tea here. This one doesn't have a Suica reader. Let's get some green tea with matcha. Oh! It's sold out! What the heck? It's sold out here too. Let's give it a try. What? Or maybe I didn't put enough money? I don't think it'd be sold out. They fill these things pretty regularly. Okay, here we go. Alright, this is green tea with matcha. How do I know? It says green tea with matcha. Oh no, the other one was. This is different. Really? No, it says that it has matcha. There's one way to find out. Drink it. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm melting. Let's get into the shade over here in the corner. Oh, it's so hot. Let's go hang out with these dancers underneath the tree. Oh, wow. Hey, itadakimasu. Kanpai? It's nice. It does taste like there's like a little bit of matcha in there. Has a little bit of a matcha bitterness in there. All right, you can see there are some. We're gonna walk past Gachapon Kaikon to see how they're doing. But this street, it continues around the backside of Chuo Avenue, and I like coming down this street too, because you can see there's a lot that have also ended. You can see that these are two maids. What looks like could have something like that ninja thing, but they're covered up better. Which is good because you don't want to get sunburned standing out here. If you're walking down Akihabara, you definitely should go through the alleys. All right. Because there's a lot of stuff hidden down back here. People who want businesses in Akihabara, but the rent is just ridiculous on Chuodori. So they come to the alleys, and this is where the real subculture is. It's not in the main areas, so you definitely have to walk around. I like this. I love this ramen place. I haven't had ramen here before, but they're really utilizing that manga connection. Looks like it's a spring pork. I don't think the video froze. I'll tell you what's not freezing me. It's so darn hot. This place is good. I've had the curry rice here before. It's really good. I think there's a couple of restaurants down the alley there. 100 yen shop. Here's a hidden Appa Hotel, which used to be... This used to be like a garage. They built this Appa Hotel really quick. You see that? So it's a pretty good location. This is the Akihabara Station Denki Electronics Hotel. Looks like there's a bunch of rooms in there. Short stay. What is that? That's what you say for a love hotel. Really? So if you just needed, I guess, if you literally just needed to sleep from 12 to 6, what is that, 6 hours? You could stay for 6 hours at this hotel and just sleep for 4,000 yen. I haven't seen that before in a non-love hotel place. Maybe that's smart. I don't know. I've never seen that before. But at love hotels, which are where couples particularly go, it's not a nasty thing. Sometimes you just have, in Japanese homes, they're just too small to, I mean, how are you supposed to, make a family if you're you're living with your wife's parents? There's some trees down there. So you couples will go to love hotels to get away from the family. It's not a smutty thing where people, of course people are having love affairs and stuff there too, but when I first moved to Japan in '98, I couldn't understand why, cement mixer, Leo likes these. I couldn't understand why, this is Kyushu Jangara, which looks like it's food from Kyushu, which is so good. Oh, I think this is some kind of a Nagasaki dish? Yeah, there's a champon. There's a couple of other dishes there. Kyushu food is so darn good. It's interesting to see a Kyushu restaurant here in Akihabara. But that's the thing of that's the great thing with traveling around. This is a Chinese restaurant, looks really good. That's the great thing with traveling around Japan and getting out of Tokyo, because the cuisine changes from place to place. There's a Don Quixote. The building next door to it has been knocked down. Let's go to Chuodori. So you can see it a little bit better than you normally would have, but this is where the Maid Dreamin' and the AKB48 used to have their performances in here, but the AKB48 has moved out of here. They no longer give performances in the Don Quixote building. They had to move, and that's it's weird. It's weird not to see that, or yeah, it's weird not to see AKB48 on this. Wow. The building across the street has this is where that hamster tubes were. Tsukumo was the business that left that location, and they moved it here. So let's try to go across the street. But first we're gonna stop over at see my friend Gachapon Kaikan and see. I know that they're in business. You'll see maid cafes, maids on the side of the streets on Chuodori too, but I don't know. I had not been to one in over a decade, so I don't think that they're so good. There's a lot of recycle computer shops here as well, where people will sell their Macs, and you can get a Mac computer used fairly cheaply here. The air guns are pretty freaky. They look like they're real, but they're not. But they are real air guns. A little doggy in the basket. All right, let's walk on to Gachapon Kaikan, and then we'll see. So it's funny. The maids are holding cards. Again, I'm not videoing any of them because I do respect privacy. You just shove a camera in someone's face. You don't have to do that. But they do have signs that say no photos. So tourists will come and ask them, "Can I take a photo with you?" And the answer is no, because it's all business. They're not diplomats of tourism. They're here to make, cash. All right, you can take a left here just to get a quick look-see and see what's going on at our favorite Gachapon Kaikan. This is the McDonald's, or the chain maid cafes, Maid Dreamin'. Nothing wrong with them. Actually, you have a pretty good experience, and the prices are right. This is a 60-minute for 1,600 yen. What do you get here? This is the Akihabara Maid Cafe's fillets. Or fiyu. Fiyu. That's French, I suppose. Interesting. So they are still here, but I think it's tourists that are driving them. It's definitely not a Japanese thing anymore. So I think the maid should have to learn English, right? In order for them to survive. Usually they'll put the best stuff on the back here and on the front. Sometimes I'll find something that grabs my attention. That was pretty interesting. They always have the cat hats. Makes your cat look like a piece of candy. We need more of that. The ones that I like are usually on the other side. But the signal, I know that historically the signal is lousy here. These things light up. These are like restaurant signs. This one looks really interesting. A bibimbap. These are like Korean restaurant signs that light up. And not too many. There's a cement mixer. Not too many things that make me excited. It goes in waves, but I think it's worth. There's a Yamanote line going by. I think it's good to look around, and you'll find places that have different things. But for the most part, if it's a very large gachapon complex, they're going to have the same stuff. It's just finding older stuff, maybe the stuff that you wanted, but because they're all limited edition stuff, they're not there forever. They're not there forever. All right, you can. The one thing with Chuo Avenue is that you can't cross the street. You can't cross the street between the lights. Everybody does it. Because there's no crossing. They should have a crossing. Just do it quickly. All right, let's walk on this side of Chuo Avenue. We're gonna get a chance to see the secret shrine just a little bit. There's a lot of secret shrines. This one in particular, though, because of its location in Akihabara, makes it pretty special, I think. Oh, there was a crossing right here. Forgot about that one. It's all good. I didn't think that Carl's Jr. was still going to be here. I thought that they were going to be gone. But somehow they were able to make it out. And they're packed. They're really packed. I think there's 3 or 4 locations for Made Dream in here. They take the 4th floor of this one, and there's some other places. Meat Winery. Ooh. Where's a good place to eat Wagyu in Tokyo? That was a question that I got a little while ago. I don't really have an answer to that. I think hotels do a really good job at their restaurant with Wagyu beef. You can count on the hotels to have really good service and really good beef because their reputation is behind it. Me, I usually get Wagyu beef at home. I get it from the butcher shop. All right, so it's through here. Yeah? And this is actually not, this is illegal to be here, but you can go around here. So they didn't actually block it. Just keep in mind, they put this here, which I think is illegal because this is actually a public road. It's grandfathered as a public road. But it seems like they put cones there, so maybe there's something with the public road. There's something going on. Maybe they're doing some construction down here, I'm not sure. But this road was grandfathered in as a public road, which is crazy. That blockage is on Google Maps too. They should have a sign here, but it is considered a public road. So to block it is somewhat illegal. I say somewhat because I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not going to definitively say that they're breaking the law. But they somewhat are. Interesting. All right. This is the part of the live stream where I am looking for a gift to take back to Leo because you guys give some nice super chats and that's really, really kind of you. I like this one here. They have these finger rings for keys. Sorry, key rings for your finger. And if you've ever been to a Japanese sento or something, these keys you get put around your wrist as you take a bath, but this is a sized for your finger. And they have these fake numbers on there. I don't think Leo would like that, though. The Ampaman looks like he might. What is this? Hold on a second. These are little balloons. I can get Leo that. All right, let's see if I can get, do I have 200 yen? I do. It's Ampaman character. Let's go to the front. I want to see if there's anything else before I pull the trigger. Let's go to the front of the big camera building where there's about 150 of the gachapon machines and see perhaps there's something better.
Oh, no.
Leo loves these. These things, these are like buttons that you push to stop. Like a bus stop buttons, and they drive me crazy because he starts pushing them like crazy and running around the house laughing. I don't know what's so funny. The rubber chickens on a string. A keychain holder. Yes, he'll push any button. He'll just keep pushing buttons. He's really good at it too. Which I think he might be great if to get a piano, and then he could push those buttons. But I got a feeling that the harmony might not be what I expect. All right, we're coming up to one of my favorite spots of Akihabara, looking down the street towards the Sobu line, which is going by right now. There's like little things that make Akihabara what it is, and having that train, elevated train going by is just part of the atmosphere here. Where can we find poutine to eat in Japan? Yeah, you know what? I don't recommend it. It tastes really bad. I've had it from a food truck about 2 years ago, and it was just gross. So I don't recommend it at all. I just saw one of the double-decker hop on and hop off buses, and I was thinking of doing a live stream with that experience because that's not something that I would do because I'm not a tourist, but I want to try to understand a little bit more about it. So it's something that if you guys are interested in, I might try to do a hop on, hop off bus for a day and see where it takes me. But let's see where this takes me. So now we're in front of the gachapon. Oh, look at that, gyoza. Plates of gyoza? What? Sometimes it's hard to understand what exactly it is, which is part of the distraction. If you don't know what it is until you buy it, you're like, ah. Okay, see, I got Leo this last time, and he got this one with the Tendon Man, which is the character who's basically a tendon, which is tempura on rice. But there are other characters, so I could either get the watch, or I can go for the inflatable Ampaman, which would be great for bath time. I think we should go for the inflatable Ampaman. I think that would be good for bath time. All right, let's do it. Who did we get? Believe it or not, it is Ampaman. Whoa. Hold on. Wait for it. Oh, it's so hot. Alright, check it out. Ah! Did I just smash? Sorry, I just smashed you up against the wall here. Oh, hey! So it is a beach ball. Hello.
当たり
Atari. Hi.
当たり
Hi.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 素晴らしいね。ありがとう。Do we still have sound? Sorry if we lost sound here. Yeah, I got what I wanted, I think. Alright, basically, because I want to keep the capsule to give it to him and let him open it up. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me put this in here. So this is, it's a little beach ball with Ampaman on it. He's gonna love this. Thanks guys thanks for the super chats, for all the snacks and stuff. I'm gonna put it back in the ball and let him open it and let him figure it out. But I wanted to show you this view here. This is one of the more popular shots because you have here the really colorful buildings of Akihabara. This here is a pawn shop, pretty much. Discounted tickets, and they'll sell some items. And you have a lot of anime manga signage here, so you get that feeling. And then if you can catch the Sobu line, the yellow Sobu line above jetting by, in particular when the street is shut down on the weekend, but it isn't today, it's really nice. It's a nice shot. Sunset, if it rains, you have some reflection off of the street. But that is the Akihabara experience. Alright, I'm now going off the mic. Sorry, apparently the audio might not have been good. It's windy, that's why I was using this mic, but now you can hear the difference. I'm gonna be signing off anyways. Here it comes! So basically, Akihabara is pretty crowded. It's more crowded than it was a few months ago, which is good, but it's definitely not like it was in 2019. Maybe people are picking to go to other places, or the kinds of people that are coming here are different. I'm not sure, but it's just it just seems like it's not as crowded, and this is a pretty much peak time. It could be lunchtime, maybe that's it. Hey Brandania, welcome. So there you go. Akihabara is pretty crowded, but I think it's not any more crowded than it was a couple months ago, but definitely more than 2020, 2021 during the pandemic. And it's not the same as 2019 yet, which is interesting. I think most people are not coming to Akihabara. They're going to Shinjuku, Shibuya, and other places, but you know, this is one of the stops. Maybe it'll be better in the evening, just depends on the time of day. Maybe it's just too darn hot outside. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me and going for a walk. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Big camera.